One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
How to make beats.
Yeah. Alarm clock scream, oh. Yeah. Alarm clock screaming. Man, that's 4 a.m. Sun ain't even thinking. I'm already in. Hit the iron clanking, beast mode, fully activated. Mind is sharp, I'm on fast, there ain't no time to crash. Quick wrist, hit the box, sign the price, I'm heating up. Clear the mind, get the toxins out, I'ma leveling up. By the time you're waking up, I'm already past the peak. Got my first dub before you even brush your teeth. Logging 9 to 5, oh, yeah, the normal job. Solve a day before them, I'm a high prop. Solve a killer, coke, commit a pull request, it clean. But that's just the warm-up, know what I mean? Don't you hit my phone, man, I'm not available. Every minute on my schedule's unassailable. I don't got the time, man, I'm on a mission. You see a busy schedule, I see ammunition. I love this damn grind, I don't need a break. You can sleep on me, I'll be wide awake. Got no vacancy, my calendar is locked. I'm obsessed with winning, man, I'll never be stopped. Clock out at 5, swap the keyboard, hit the street. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, man, I don't retreat. Mind on the mats, I'm rolling, tap and learn. Keeps the mind sharp, gotta get the burn. Then I flip the switch, man, the dad mode's on. Coaching pretty ball, y'all, on the damn lawn. Playing with my son Benji, give him all he needs. Yeah, I feed my damn family and I plant my seeds. Home quick meal, then the second sign I hit. Back to the command center, man, I never quit. Don't you hit my phone, man, I'm not available. Every minute on my schedule's unassailable. I don't got the time, man, I'm on a mission. You see a busy schedule, I see ammunition. I love this damn grind, I don't need a break. You can sleep on me, I'll be wide awake. Got no vacancy, my calendar is locked. I'm obsessed with winning, man, I'll never be stopped. My focus is insane, man, how you think I last, man? Twice a week I'm doing 48-hour fasting. Sometimes time to 72, no food, just the clarity. You see a sacrifice, I see the real in me. Now the week ain't done, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. 2-hour tech live stream, ain't no time for wordplay. Saturday, shit for content, ain't no time to chill. Recording 3 new videos, man, the flow was ill. Then it on the grind, chop and make it clean. Then it hit the thumbnails, build the whole machine. Schedule out the content, coaching my barbarians. This ain't work to me, this is oxygen. Don't you hit my phone, man, I'm not available. Every minute on my schedule's unassailable. I don't got the time, man, I'm on a mission. You see a busy schedule, I see ammunition. I love this damn grind, I don't need a break. You can sleep on me, I'll be wide awake. Got no vacancy, my calendar is locked. I'm obsessed with winning, man, I'll never be stopped. Locked in, every damn day. For the family, for the code, for the match, for the team. I'm not available, I'm building. Tech barbarians, let's go. Woo! Hey.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing tonight? It is Tuesday, January 13th. Can you believe we are in 2 days, we will be halfway through January. Can you believe that?
Are you ready?
It's like the year just started and we are halfway through the year already. Once you make it through January 15th, you are already halfway through the year. Now, how is the year going for you? How's the year going for you? How are your goals? How is everything? Hopefully you have things in order. Hopefully you have things lined up to accomplish all the things. I'm not going to use the word goals. I'm not going to use resolutions, but all the things that you have on your list to accomplish. Hopefully you have that in the works. Yesterday, we had our video about my not to-do list, and I actually implemented that in the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. Well, basically, and we're gonna dive deep into it at our next Vibe Coding show. But basically, when you set up you can manually enter, you can have AI assist you, but you can also, when you do your weekly navigator, we switched up the questions that it asks you. And now it's going to make suggestions of goals to add as well as not to do list items. So we are always working, we're always innovating to help you help yourself. That's what we do here at the Tech Coach Ralph channel. But wait. Where are my manners? Welcome, friends. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Software Explorations with yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where me and my friends are engineered to win. And if you're tuning in, I hope that you are engineered to win as well. We have a great show lined up tonight. We are going to be talking, I had a failure. I had a failure last week. When I finally got the Apple App Store app, whatever, to upload to Apple, I got an error. I was like, what is this error? So we're going to have to do some investigations and I try to fix it. During our breaks, we are going to be talking about JP Morgan's CFO, their chief financial officer, sending a warning to President Trump saying that if they increase or if they cap the rates, the interest rates on credit cards, Houston, we're going to have a problem. All right. Then we're going to be talking about something that they coined the term workation, about work-life balance, whatever that might be, workation. And then lastly, our last break, we're going to be talking about Uber. They are going to trial for, it's going to be rough. We're going to talk about that, but I'm going to correlate it with something, right? So just tune in, follow along, and we're going to have a great time tonight. But first and foremost, we're going to run through this really quick. I just got to say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, to my tech barbarians, my technical explorers, all of the Patreon members, and of course, my YouTube channel members. The way that we all work so cohesively, the way that we are always looking to do more, to try things out, to explore. I just got to say that first, every last one of you, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Everyone who tunes in to wherever we meet, right? Whether you don't really watch the YouTube, but you join me for the vibe coding chills and you're part of the Patreon, or you are a YouTube channel member, whatever it is, the fact that you are here and we work together, every last one of us are the best.
We the best.
And we can never stop. We got to keep going. Let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
Quick announcements tomorrow. So let's go back. Yesterday, I released how I formulated my not to do list inspired by Cody Sanchez. That was my weekly navigator goal for last week. So we have that all set up, and I released a video on how I did it and how I would suggest you do it. And if you want help creating it, join me at Vibe Coding Chill, but also sign up for the coaching portal where you can self-coach and you can use all the tools. I just did a major redesign on it. So you can use all the tools so that it can help you be more efficient, more effective, go out there and knock out every last one of your goals. Tomorrow, we are going to take anti-gravity for a test drive. Last week, I released a video exploring it, comparing it to other tools. I said, you know what? Junior had me feeling some type of way because Junior was like, so you're not going to use it? I was like, don't you test me. So I said, you know what can we do in 20 minutes with anti-gravity? Can it actually build an app for us in 20 minutes? Tune in tomorrow. I put it on the clock. You guys know how they have the draft and they have a team on the clock. I put Google's anti-gravity on the clock. 20 minutes. What can you do in 20 minutes? We're going to push it to the limit. As Rick Ross says, push it to the limit. We're gonna push anti-gravity to the limit to see what can it do in 20 minutes. Tomorrow, noon Eastern time, I am going to be premiering it. I'll be in the chat. I hope to see you there. I think you are going to be. Just tune in and find out. Tune in and find out. You're going to be surprised by what I found out. All right. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. All right. So, and what exactly is on for the bug bite? Let me see. What is the bug bite about? The bug bite is about Uber and Waymo drivers protesting. Is that what that's about? No, that can't be for them. Is it for tomorrow? I guess so. So the bug bite, Uber, Waymo drivers protest. I guess we're going to get a sneak peek of that tonight. You will see. It's all going to correlate. All right. It's all going to correlate. That is what we have on Friday. We're going to be going live on Thursday. We're going to be finishing up our Stream Deck plugin. I found out that part of something is slightly wrong with the YouTube video plugin. So maybe in the next few weeks, we're going to revisit that, make a slight modification, because what happens when I close my OBS, I lose some of my dock settings. I ran it through Gemini to see, hey, these are my logs. Do you know what's happening? It said, oh, this is something over here. So we're going to revisit that in the future, get that cleaned up. But that is what we have going on for this week and the future. All right. Oh, one last thing. Tomorrow, I am dropping a video on the Patreon about, I think it's about 20 minutes, about the one for tomorrow. Let me see. Let's take a look at what's tomorrow. Tomorrow is, let me see. What do I have dropping tomorrow? We have, okay, there we go. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. That is going to be let's go in here. Can I see it? It's how I can share this with you. How I use Gemini to learn software testing. I have a video in there. I have my prompt in there. I am using, I have more videos coming out, right? But how I'm using Gemini to learn AI software testing. I'm learning about precision, about accuracy, about recall, about F1 scores, things that I never heard of before. But I am coming up with a way to master it. And I'm going to be sharing with you all the deets about that. So you definitely want to tune in. It's going to be dropping tomorrow, 17 hours, whatever 17 hours from now is, that's when it's dropping. I think it's 1 o'clock or something. You don't want to miss it, especially if you're interested in tech and AI. It is going to be super important. And I started on the next section of the course today, and I'm going to be sharing how I'm implementing all of that. So once I get to a good point, so you definitely want to tune in. All right. Those are all the announcements for today, all the housekeeping. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we're actually going to go into our first break time topic. I know before we even start to work, we are already taking a break. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see. Who do we have in the building? We got my guy Junior in the building. Hits me with the what's up, family. What's good, Junior? Hopefully you are doing absolutely amazing, absolutely phenomenal. And Junior, I'm still waiting for that content on your main channel, on this channel, because you know that what the content you have on that channel, on the name that you're under right now, that is my favorite type of content. I'm just saying. All right. And Junior finds it hilarious that he tricked me into trying anti-gravity. He got me good. Bruh. Talking about, so you're saying you're not going to do it? I was like, now I have to. Anyhow, let's jump into our first topic of tonight. So basically, the JP Morgan CFO warns President Trump on credit card rate cap. So if you guys didn't hear, the Trump administration is thinking, they're debating on if they should lock in, like saying, all right, we're going to cap the interest rates that credit card companies can charge, right? And now the CFO of JP Morgan is giving pushback saying, no, let's not do that.
Do not come.
So let's jump into this article, see what's going on. So, it says JP Morgan CFO warns Trump's proposed credit card cap could cause people to lose access to credit. CFO Jeremy Barnum warns during earnings call that policy could hurt broader economy. So basically, before we even jump into the article, if the government says you can't charge more than, let's say, 20% in interest rates, that people might lose access to credit. The question is, does everyone need to have credit? So, JP Morgan CFO Jeremy Barnum warned Tuesday that President Trump's push to put a 10% cap on credit card interest rates could hurt the broader economy and reduce access to credit. Now, my first inclination is, if people lose access to credit, doesn't that prevent them from going deeper into debt? No, maybe no. Now, how does putting a 10% cap on credit card interest rates hurt the broader economy? Let's see if he's going to go into detail, or is JP Morgan just trying to protect their bottom line? As what's actually simply going to happen is that the provision of the service will change dramatically. Specifically, people will lose access to credit like on very, very extensive and broad basis, especially the people who need it. But okay, who needs credit? Barnum said during a call tied to the bank's fourth quarter earning release. Barnum said this could create a severely negative consequence for consumers and frankly, probably also a negative consequence for the economy as a whole. This maybe, all right, you know what? Let me get some more context. Because he's the CFO of JP Morgan. All right, okay. He also noted that this would also present a significant challenge for JP Morgan's credit card business. Oh, of course. Of course. He should have led with this. He should have led with this. This would also present a significant challenge for JP Morgan's credit card business. I don't think the CFO or the CEO or anybody who works at JP Morgan, to be honest with you, actually care about this part. About this part. All right. About the access that people get to credit. They don't care, because if they could, 30% interest on credit cards, that's basically being a loan shark at that point. You are basically a loan shark at that point. Let's keep reading. I think it should be obvious that that would also be bad for us. I'm not going to get into quantifying, but in a narrow sense, this is a big business for us. Duh, because you're making 30% on the dollar of what people with bad spending habits spend. They're taking advantage of people who make terrible decisions with their finances. If someone has bad credit and now they need a credit card, did I ever tell you the story? Did I ever tell you the story of when I was growing up? I would have friends who would live at the cash advance store. They would literally live there every other week. They would go to pay the max you can take out on Friday. And it was about a 30-minute drive as well. And then on Saturday, they would go back out and take that same amount of loan out. The payday advance, the cash advance, they would pay an extra $50 to take the money out, pay it on Friday, go back on Saturday. Do you know how much money these cash advance stores made in a year from one person, let alone the thousands of people who go there? Now, imagine a bank. That's what the credit cards do. Banks are essentially warning customers that with the rate cap, they would be less willing to give credit cards to anyone who doesn't have great credit, and that the rewards that people love so much would be dramatically reduced. Guess what? I am okay with it. We need to learn we need to learn to live without depending on credit. Simple as that. We need to learn to live without depending on credit. That is why we are so messed up as a people, as a society in today. Like that is what is killing us. That is what is doing us long-term harm. But the CFO of JP Morgan, right? They're saying, no. The people who don't have great credit won't get 50. Like, if you don't have great credit, right? Why would you want to get a 50% interest rate? Right? According to LendingTree, Chief Consumer Finance Analyst Matt Schultz, who noted that this could ultimately lead to less consumer spending, which could hurt the economy. I mean, so this one, it's not the JP Morgan one, but it's a LendingTree. LendingTree is another major player in the put people in bad financial situations game, because they know if someone qualifies for a 50% interest rate or a 30% interest rate, what makes you think that they're going to pay you back? So now you just make their credit even worse. Barnum's comment echo earlier warnings that Trump's call for a 10% cap on credit card interest rates could impact access to credit cards for many American consumers while also impacting small businesses. Stop. We need to reset. We need to reset. Stop buying what you can't afford. Stop buying what you can't afford. Simple as that. On Friday, Trump declared that he wants to impose a 10% cap on credit card interest rates for 1 year starting January 20th, saying he wants to prevent consumers from being ripped off by credit card issuers with interest rates that may exceed 20% for more borrowers. So, do I like the idea of the government putting a 10% cap on credit cards? No, I don't like that at all. I don't like the government meddling inside of these things, right? Like the interaction between a business and an individual person. If people want to be stupid and get a 30, 40, 50, 60% interest rate, is there now? I don't believe there should be bailouts though. For anybody. Don't bail anybody out. If the banks make loans that they can't pay back, or if they make loans that they don't get reimbursed, let them fail. Let them fail. If people end up taking out debt that they can't, don't allow them to file for bankruptcy. I'm just saying. Let people make bad decisions and learn. The president's proposal follows the introduction of a bill last year by Senator Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley that would cap credit card APRs at 10%. All right, so I'm going to say this, right? Josh Hawley, he's so-so. But if Bernie Sanders introduces a bill, I don't care who gets behind it. I'm going to go against it. Like my immediate reaction is to go against it. If socialism or a socialist introduces a bill, my default is to say no. My default is to say
do not come.
All right. Now, can I be convinced? Probably not, but I'll take a look at it. But when you have a socialist and a alleged conservative agreeing on something, I don't know. And I remember Josh Hawley, right? He was the one who was talking about he was the one that was grilling the Visa and the MasterCard CEOs or whatever. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. You can help people make wiser decisions, but I don't think that you can offer guardrails, but guess what? Even when you have guardrails on the highway and stuff like that, people can still step over them and jump off. So let people make their own decisions. Let people make their own mistakes. You put preventative measures, but let them do what they do. Because guess what? Here's what's going to happen, right? Let's say you put this 10% cap on interest rates, and now these companies, they're like, that's too risky for us. That is too risky. I'm not going to take the chance. Investing in people that I know they can't pay, they're not going to pay it back, or not going to do it, right? So now they're going to go to loan sharks, and they're going to get charged 70%. And then when they don't pay back, it's going to be more than bad credit. They might have bad legs and bad arms at that point. All right. Just saying. Says that. Where were we? Says, okay, there we go. Says, but Richard Hunt, executive chairman of the Electronic Payments Coalition, told reporters that EPC's analysis of a 10% credit card cap found that nearly every credit card account associated with a credit score of 740 or below 740 would be closed or severely restricted if a 10% interest rate cap were implemented. Let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall where they may. I personally, I'm not a favor of a cap, right? Of course, see, I understand, and I don't agree with the credit card companies trying. I believe in a natural cap. I don't like the fact that they're just getting rich off of these 30, 40, 50%. But I also don't believe it's a role of the government to say how much interest somebody should be willing to pay or not. It's the same thing with the minimum wage. I don't believe in the minimum wage at all. I do not believe in the minimum wage. Why? Because it prices people out of the market. Simple as that. That's why I don't like it. The same way, if these companies say, you know what, we're not going to take anyone who would get, we're not going to take anyone above a 700 credit score. And if you have 700, you pay 15%. But we're not going to take the risk. Because if they can't pay, if they have bad credit, why do you expect them to pay? Why do you give them a higher interest rate where they have to pay more? Where they're like, I'm not paying this. I don't like it. So it says that would impact 175 million to 190 million American cardholders who would lose access to their credit cards, primarily lower and middle income households. And guess what? They're the most in debt. They have the most credit card debt. Like, data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found the average credit score for low income Americans was 658, while it was 735 for middle income households. Okay, so for the 658, right? What is their interest rate? Why would you give someone with a 658 a 10% interest rate? Because now that means they have more access to spending, and now and they're still not going to pay back their loans. For people who can't even pay their student loans, you think they're actually going to pay back their credit card, right? Come on, the credit card is the least important for them. Says Schultz told Fox News that it still isn't entirely clear how this would all play out. He pointed to the rate cap of 18% on the federal credit union's credit cards, and they still offer rewards as an example. They're not as lucrative as what you would find on Amex Platinum or Chase Sapphire Reserve, but they're still significant. Of course, the story would likely be different if the credit union cap was 10%, but credit unions are still proof that rewards and rate caps can coexist successfully. However, he believes that the 0% balance transfer credit card offers would vanish if the rate cap was implemented. Banks simply wouldn't be willing to take those kind of risks under a restrictive rate cap, especially at 10%. I think that because the banks know that they are quote unquote too big to fail and the government is going to bail them out, that's why they take these risks, right? But no bailouts for anybody. No bailouts. Let them crash and burn, and let us rebuild the right way. Don't try to artificially inflate the economy. Okay. The reason why politicians keep proposing them, even though did we skip something? Okay, yeah, it says that would be a big deal. Although the interest paid under a 10% rate cap would be much lower than what people are facing now, that would make those 0% deals less important. The reason why politicians keep proposing them, even though they don't often get anywhere, is because they're really popular despite they limit access to credit and their rewards can be reduced dramatically. A 2024 Lending Tree survey showed that 3 in 4 credit card holders support these caps. And guess what? Because they are stupid. A lot of times people support things that they don't understand what's going to, like how it's negatively going to impact them. That's basically what it is. They support things and then they complain about how it impacts them. And then the people who they back, who support it, they say, oh, now we need to do this. They create the problem and then they offer a bad solution to make people more reliant, more dependent on them. I don't like none of it. I don't like the rate cap. I don't like people going and taking credit cards at interest rates that they know they can't afford and they're not gonna. I don't like people buying homes for prices that they know they can't pay. Are we getting ourselves into 2008 once again? I'm not with it. I am not with it at all. I say, you know what? If the government implements the 10% cap on credit card rate, on the interest rate, then banks, all you, Amex, MasterCard, Visa, all of you guys, do what you have to do. Don't complain about it. Let them do it and then do it. Cut them off. Cut the people off. Cut them off. In the long run, they're going to actually be helped way more than the opposite. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. All right?
How dare you?
Sorry, but not sorry. Okay. Let's get back to let me check the chat, see if there's anything in there, and then we're gonna get to work. Let me see. Junior says tricked. You got me good. You got me good. Says yes, I'm not with their socialism. If I see something that Bernie Sanders proposes moving forward, I'm like, all right, well, it's over. Pack it up. Pack it up. And we got my guy, Rod Brown, in the building that says, did someone say government? Where's Magnus when you need him? Rod Brown, they are trying to cap interest rates on credit cards. President Trump is all right. When you have President Trump, when you have Senator Bernie Sanders, feel the burn, and the alleged conservative Republican Josh Hawley from Missouri, all agreeing on capping interest rates at 10% for credit cards, something is seriously, seriously wrong.
Message.
All right. All right. We're going to get into our first working segment of tonight. Let me go ahead and open up my Android Studio. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to find out what is actually going on with our Apple deployment. And then we are going to we're going to fix Google first because Google is going to be a really, really quick fix. And then we're going to jump into figure out what went wrong on Apple, and we're going to try to fix that. So let me open up my transporter as well. All right, so let's go ahead and go to here, and we're going to put up our first 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right, so the issue with Google is that the name of the app, let me see if I can show you. The name of the app is all messed up. Like it's like everything in lowercase and it's separated by underscores without the like it doesn't have space. It doesn't look right. So let's go over here. And I am going to start the app so you can see it. And I was planning on deploying the app today for Google. But then I noticed that the other day, I'm like, I thought we had fixed this, but apparently not. So I want to fix that really, really quick. And then we're going to figure out what's going on with Apple. Basically, when this finally went through, it said that I was missing purpose string. So hopefully this is an easy fix. I don't know. But I think the fastest thing to do is fix our Google deployment, and then we can jump into. Ooh, what just happened here? That's not. I wasn't. Hold on. What's on the plugin Google Mobile? What? It's working on. It's working on the actual device. Now, all right, let me see what this says. So it says, min SDK version cannot be smaller than 23 declared in the library. Process Android manifest as the library might be using APIs not available in 21. Suggestion user compatible or increase the project's minimum SDK. Huh. That is weird. Why would it? All right. Was not expecting that. Let's say, all right, let me see if I can update this. And let's go to here. Android. Is it just? I was not expecting this at all. So if we were to go default config min SDK, no. Oh, this is weird. Not in my plans for tonight. What in the world? Fix this issue by adding the following to the file. Is that the one that we're in? Let me see. Android app build.gradle. What in the world? Oh, that's because of this. Ha. Okay. Like, why is that showing up like that? So let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these. Let me see if I can drop this one inside of here. Get rid of that one. Let me try to rebuild it to see if that's going to go through. Not sure where that came from. Line 47. Oh, what? Do I have something in there? What are you talking about? Unexpected character. What are you? Hold up. What character are you talking about? Oops. Is that a character? I'm so confused. Hold up. What in the world? All right, you know what? I'm going to undo this. Can't win. You can't win. So if I could just type it in. Default. You try to run it again. This was supposed to take us like 2 minutes. Then we run into this this nonsense. Let's see, Android. So let's say we do default config. And we say min SDK 23. See if that works. The plugin, I thought I did add it. Or increase the product's min SDK. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this into Gemini This is stupid. Like, it just worked last week. We were able to build the plugin. I don't understand what's going on here. Let's say we copy this and we go to Kilo. Let me get rid of my code here. And we go to here. Where is it? Where'd it go? I'm trying to build I'm trying to run the Android app on an emulator, and I'm getting this error. I'll tell you. Let's see what change is going to make to fix this issue. Because I thought that's what I was doing. Oh, it probably needs to go. Ah, I see what it is. I had to go in there. I didn't see that that was already down there. That's my bad. Yeah, okay, there. It was already here. I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's try to run it again. That's my bad. I didn't see that. There was already a section in there for it. I thought it would have been at the top. All right, there we go. So now that it's going to get started, I'm going to show you where it was causing me issues. Or not even issues. The thing that I want to fix on. It's something so minor too. But let me show it to you once it gets started. It always takes a little bit longer on the first time it's starting up. Let me see if I can find time cost calculator. Let me see where they have the name of the app. Somewhere that I think it's this. It's probably this one right here. No, I don't think so. Maybe it's this one. Or this one. Or this one. I don't know. You gotta fit. So the app so let's say yes, we allow. So if I go to the homepage, or where's the app? All right, so you see over here, the app how it says time underscore cost underscore calculator. It doesn't look right. We wanted to actually have the name the right way. So I'm going to say start a new task. When I look for the app, and the reason that I didn't see it before is because normally when you're in the emulator, it automatically opens the app. So I didn't see that it wasn't properly displaying the name, but I saw it when I was using the app on my phone. So, so we wanted to look right. So when I look for the app on the Android device, the name displays as time cost calculator, but it should display as time cost calculator. Oops, calculator. To be more professional. Let's see where that is actually. Because I'm not sure where they're putting that name in. So it's in the Android manifest. Where's the Android manifest? Maybe it's an application name. Let's see. Application name comes from. Where does the application name come from? Maybe it's in the pub spec file. Oops. pub spec file. Did you change anything in here? Let's see. I think it's looking for where that code is. Because I don't see it personally. And it's still looking for it, so apparently it's not us. It has trouble finding it too. But for Apple it works fine though. So once that's done, we're gonna start the Android app, make sure it looks correct, and we're gonna do another build, upload to Google, and then I probably just do a quick test on it, then probably just push it. I don't know why it's taking so long. Should be something super simple to fix. I wonder if I should have just looked for it myself. Wow, it's searching the entire folder for that. You would think it's something super simple. Is it going by each product or each type? Here's one thing in tech. Whenever you think that it's going to be something that is super easy, super quick, just remember that it's not. Life lesson in tech. If you think it's going to be super easy, super quick, it's not at all. Because this should have took us like 2 minutes to get it to work. And now we are waiting. It's looking for it. And I don't see it anywhere. All right, so I have updated the app name to time cost calculator across. Okay, so I had to do it on all the places. Weird. macOS product name, Linux here. Updated the window to okay. JSON are in the web. And here was Android manifest. Okay, so now let's try to run it again. Make sure we didn't break it, of course. The hot restart might not be enough. We'll see. Once it's synced, we'll see if it changes the name. If not, we have to stop it and start it over again. What files are you syncing? There's no files to sync. Hurry up. Hurry up. All right, I'm annoyed. Let's just stop it. Run it. All right, the app is up and running. We are going to close that. And then we're going to go over here. There we go. Time cost. That is what we want. Let me make sure that this thing is working. Oh, yeah, that's working. But all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say Flutter build app bundle. I actually remembered the command this time. I hope and I think. All right, let's go here. That should build it for Android. In the meantime, while that's building for Android, we're going to go and take a look over at here. This is the error that we're getting. Missing purpose string in info.plist. Your app's code references one or more APIs that accesses sensitive data, or the app has one or more entitlements that permit such access. The info.plist file for the runner.app bundle should contain a NSP photo library user description key with a user-facing purpose string explaining clearly and completely why your app needs the data. So I think that's because it's trying to access the media files, like the audio files for the, like when people are setting up their own countdown, sound to make during the countdown. So that's why it needs access. It says if you're using external libraries or SDKs, they may reference the API that requires a purpose string. All right. So I am going to, while that's happening, I'm going to copy this right here, this error, and I'm going to start a new task. And I'm going to say when my upload to the Apple App Store finally made it to Apple, I got this error. Can we fix it? All right, so I'm going to send that off, and I am going to find this file over here. It's going to be inside of the build directory. I'm going to refresh that. Two-minute warning. Let's go and do a reload from disk. Let's go down to app, outputs, bundle, release. And I'm going to go to open in Finder. And we have the file that was just built. I am going to go to the developer portal for Google. And let's go to I can never remember the play developer console. All right, so now let's go over here and we are going to say, oh crap, I forgot to do something. We gotta bump the number up. Let's go to pub spec. We need to bump this number up. 18, 1. So we can build that one more time. And then once that's done, then we can, all right, there we go. So now I'm just going to upload that. Let's go to here.
Lunch break. All
right, let me go and upload the file to Google first, and then we'll go to break. So view app, and we're going to say, test and release, production. We have 16 in production. Let's say testing, open test. I'm going to go straight to open testing, and I'm going to say manage release. I wanted to where would I make another release? Create new release. And I'm going to drop the new release into here. And once that's done, we should be able to use the properties from the previous one and then our app should show up properly on our phone once it's available. All right, so now it's optimizing our app for distribution. We can finalize that process once we get back from break. So we'll take a look at the results of the Apple issue, and we'll push this release forward once we get back. All right. So that is where we're at. Let's go back to here. And let me see if there's anything in the chat before we get to our next story for tonight. Let's see. Junior, how dare you take time off? If I can't take time off, then you can't write that. That's a good point. That is a good point. When are we getting that video? When are we getting that video? I'm gonna be a thorn. I am going to be a thorn. Let's see. It says, I don't take days off. My schedule is completely different. Y'all are content creators. I just create content. My schedule is very different from y'all's schedule. That is true. That is true. He's not a content creator. He's just a creator who makes content. That sounds weird. Anyways, whatever. So our next topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about workation. What is that? So let's jump over to here. Workation, brilliant for work-life balance, or does that just mean more work? And I think that this is something coming out of the UK across the pond. All right. So let's jump over to, take care, Junior. You have a great Bible study tonight. All right. So let's jump over to this topic over here. It says, brilliant for work-life balance, how Britain is embracing the workation. See, Rod Brown, maybe instead of taking 2 weeks off, you should have went on a workation, right? Research finds growing trend of employers letting employees work remotely to free up more holiday time. I mean, do more people work remotely or not? I don't know. Catherine first caught the bug when she visited Australia a couple of years ago. The flights were expensive and it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So she asked her manager if she could extend the trip by 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of money too, right? So she asked her manager if she could extend the trip by 2 weeks and work remotely from her friend's house. She's at her friend's house. That makes sense. That was her first taste of a workation, combining working with a holiday, and she loved it. She now regularly arranges pet sitting in different places so she can visit family, friends, and new cities for long weekends without spending extra. I just think it's brilliant for work-life balance. It's a great way to have a change of scene. Your evenings and weekends, you feel like you're on a mini holiday. She said, is just getting out in nature, a different perspective, different environment. At 48, Catherine doesn't fit the stereotype of a young digital nomad living a free-willing lifestyle. What's that? That's a bit offensive.
How dare you?
That is a bit offensive. I'm just saying. All right, The Guardian, I see you. But she's one of the growing number of people who, of all ages, who are taking advantage of digital technologies and increasing flexibility from employers to explore new ways of making the most of their free time. As a conference manager at a university, she needs to be in her hometown when she's organizing an event, but otherwise she can work anywhere where she can take a laptop. Her employer doesn't have a formal policy, but managers will consider all requests. A conference manager at a university? What do they do? I don't know. It all comes down to individual relationships and trust and having that autonomy. I know my deadlines, my role, and what I need to get done. That doesn't change if I'm at home or elsewhere. Fair enough. I mean, I know a lot of people. I think majority of jobs you can basically do it anywhere in the world. Now the question is, are people actually going to work when they're away from the office? I'm going to say it depends on the person and the company. However, there's so many things that go into it, right? Because companies want people to come into the office because it also stimulates the environment or the economy. It stimulates the local economy. Small businesses, they like, for example, Amazon. The companies around Amazon headquarters, they depend on Amazon and their employees coming in. They are the life. That is the lifeline. Amazon is the lifeline. When you think about Meta, that's the lifeline. So it makes it like just coffee shops, bars around the office, right? But for most jobs, you can do it anywhere now. As I said, are employees actually going to put in the same amount of work? Some will, some won't. I don't believe that you should have to babysit your employees. So if they can't cut it, whether they're working in the office, like if you need to babysit them by forcing them to come to the office, you probably shouldn't have them in the first place. Now, the whole simulating the economy around you, that's a different story. And I'm pretty sure these companies, they're probably paying, like the smaller companies, they're probably giving something to these bigger companies to have their employees come to the office. That's my thought. It says, research from Chartered Management Institute found that 1 in 8 employers have a formal policy on workation, while 1 in 5 managers said they had taken one themselves. Most perceived them positively, citing benefits such as mental health and work-life balance, though some fear data security implications. That is a big thing too. Data security is a thing, but it's safer in the office, but you should be able to manage that. Petra Wilton, Director of Policy and External Affairs at the CMI, recommended that employers should put clear, transparent rules in place and actively manage them to give managers the confidence to be supportive. I mean, I personally don't like things being left up to interpretation. I like clear policy so you can know that what I'm doing is good or not good. Because then when it's left up to the vibes, you never really know if you're doing the right thing or not, or how it's being perceived. But if we just know, like for me, for instance, I could basically work from anywhere, right? I'm a remote worker, but if there's a policy of we would like you to do this, but you're not saying like just do it or not do it, I don't like it being left up to interpretation, like what's enough, what's not enough, what's too much, what's too little. So I am a policy person. All right. It says a recent Grant Thornton survey suggests the use of formal arrangements is growing, with the number of businesses with a workation policy increasing from 59% to what? That was weird. Hold on. Let's see, where were we? With the number of businesses with a workation policy increasing from 59% in 2023 to 77% in 2025. Wow, that's a big jump. That is 59 in 2023 to 77 in 2025. A YouGov poll found that 37% of people able to work remotely were interested in taking a workation in the next 12 months. I mean, for me, I don't even consider it as workation, because like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm always going to have my laptop. The type of work that I do, I have 2 laptops. I have my personal laptop and I have my work laptop, because you never know. I never know when I have to jump into for work, you know? It says the travel companies are also targeting these holiday makers. For example, has a workation page advertising hand-picked hotels that are perfect for working holiday. This reflects a shift in people's priorities from work-life balance towards work-life blending. Oh, interesting. Where the boundaries between life and work are more blurred, said Daniel Wheatley, a researcher in the University of Birmingham's management department. He added that workation was a comparatively new term in academic circles that arose out of the cultural change brought by the COVID pandemic. Advances in digital technology since the 1990s and travel, holidays, and leisure pursuits going mainstream in the late 1970s. I mean, I am with it. I don't mind work from home. I don't mind being in the office. I don't mind workation. I remember the test lead. He had a video where he lives in New York, but he had a video where he went to Hawaii and he was working from Hawaii, waking up early to work, to be on his Scrum calls and all that type of stuff. So I'm with it. I am totally with it. I'm for freedom. I'm for companies and employees agreeing. If they try to say, oh, we want to introduce legislation for workation, then that is when I have a problem with it. All right. But rather than being a new way of working, the growth of knowledge and service work could actually herald a full circle return to the medieval era of artisans and craft people living in the same place as their workshop, he added. It gives a sense of freedom and allows people to take more control over their lives, he said. But then again, here's the other thing, right? Only a certain type of jobs can do it. Because if you work basically on a computer, then you can do it, right? But not everybody can do this, because a lot of people, they still have to go to a actual physical brick and mortar business to do their work, to do their job. Right? Says it gives a sense of freedom and allows people to take more control over their lives, he said, noting it could also help people juggle carrying responsibilities. However, he underscored the importance of the proper break from work, so that workations are about leisure time, social connectedness, and wider well-being, rather than increased monitoring, meaning employees never feel offline or disconnected. Equally, access to perks such as a workation risk entrenching division in society between people who have the benefit from digital technologies and those who have not. In particular, those who experience digital or labor market exclusion and precarity. So I'll say this. If you do not like the type of job that you do, then get another one. This is not equally. And I don't care. I don't care about this, because if you don't like the type of work that you do, get another one. Right? Like find one that will, if you really, really want to have the digital benefits, then learn the skills and get a job that offers that. Simple solution. Ian Brown, 58, a managing director for an industrial engineering company, has taken several workations to extend his holiday allowance after working from a beach hut in Jamaica, and now extends the perks to his employees. It does feel ultimately that you've got more time away from the office space than normal. It takes you out of that environment. You're away and doing something you enjoy. It refreshes you and gives you an added perk. I agree. I have no problem with that. Because he feels that flexibility helps him accept the more onerous aspects of his job, such as 60-hour weeks and out of office work and out of hour work, and fosters a culture of trust and reciprocity. Oh my God, these words, with employees. They remember that when you're up against it and ask them for help. He added, the drawback I feared was that they would take the workation and not respond to requests to do something. That never happens, and the positivity is extraordinary. And that's one of the challenges of working remotely, is everything comes through like some type of messaging app, and it's sometimes you miss stuff. And the companies need to be careful that people don't put one of those mouse jigglers, and they're going away for like 2 hours and they're not responding to requests. So be responsible. I am in favor of workations, but I say be responsible. And I'm also in favor in companies laying out clear policies for their employees, so that they don't feel like they're doing something that is looked down upon, although the company might say that it's okay. All right. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think as well. Do you think that the workation is a good thing, or do you think that it is, everyone should be in the office, or just let people do whatever they want? Let people do whatever the hell that they want. All right. Those are my thoughts behind all of that. So we are about to, let's go over to here. I'm gonna see if there's anything in the chat. And if not, we're going to get back to work. Right. So let's see what we got. We got Memasify in the building. So let me see. Junior's out. He has to go to Bible study. Thank you so much, Junior. We got Me Mystify in the building. So good evening, Ralph, Rod, Junior, and the chat. Hope all is well. I am doing fantastic. Hopefully you are doing amazing as well, Me Mystify. Robert says he loved Me Mystify's last video. I gotta go check it out. I still haven't been able to check it out. But I know that I saw the first one, the man cave is in the works. I'm gonna go check out the next 2 videos. I'm just excited. Like I've honestly, this week I've been watching some videos about people building saunas. And I was amazed by the type of work that they've been doing. I saw this video that this guy, he built a whole hot tub. Well, it was like a little, I guess a room I'd call it, in the backyard that had a hot tub, it had a sauna, and it had a gym in there. I was amazed. These, like the way that people build stuff, it is absolutely fascinating to me. Let me see. Me Mystify says, thanks, Rod Brown. I'm about to hack at it some more and try to get the 4th video out. Just wanted to make sure I show progress in each video. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. All right. We are going to get to our next working top segment.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So let's go ahead and finish up pushing this release for Android. So we have this. I'm gonna say next, and I'm gonna say save. Go to publishing overview. Let's send the change. Let's see if we're gonna have to do so he's doing some checks. I wonder if we're gonna have to do those. So let's let that run. And then for the time being, we will work on our Apple issue. So let's go over to here and let's see what it did. All right, just went straight into editing. So I addressed the Apple App Store rejection issue by adding the missing purpose strings to the info.plist file and commenting out unnecessary permission requests. Added purpose strings, updated iOS runner info.plist to include the NS photo library usage description and the NS Apple Music usage description. These keys explain that the app needs access to the photo and music library to select custom sound files, which is required by the file picker package used in the setting screen. Updated Mac runner info.plist with the same purpose strings to ensure consistency across Apple platforms. Removed unnecessary permission requests. Commented out the permission phone.request. Call in lib.main.dart. The error message mentioned your app. I know when you are going to the timer. Let's ask it a question. When you are using the timer and it tries to prevent you from leaving the app, does it request or require the permission.phone.request? Because that could be something. Let's ask it. Let's ask it. So now it's checking. It's going really fast. Let's see. The user is asking if permission.phone request is required when the timer tries to prevent the user from leaving the app. Found the user's phone state to listen for incoming calls and pause the timer. The phone state package documentation or general knowledge of it indicates that on Android, it requires read phone state permission to detect the call. On iOS, it might behave differently or have different requirements, but generally accessing call state is sensitive. The user question is specific. When using the timer, it tries to prevent you from leaving the app. Does it? Okay. This keeps the phone app running in the background. Seems to be related to the listen to phone state functionality and timer service, which pauses the timer for on incoming calls. If I remove that from Dart, the phone state stream might not work correctly on Android if the permission isn't granted. On iOS, the phone state might not need explicit permission in the same way, or might be restricted. However, the user's specific phrasing prevent you from leaving the app. Seems to conflate two things: background execution, phone state detection. Phone.permission is for number 2. Flutter background is for number 1. If the user wants auto pause on interruption feature, which is in the settings screen and used in the timer service, the permission phone is likely needed on Android. The Apple rejection was about those two. The error also mentioned you're okay. If the app uses phone state, does it need a usage description in iOS? The phone state package on iOS. All right. However, okay. Okay. Is not required by the app to run in the background, preventing you from leaving. Keeping in the timer is required over here. Then I'll propose to keep the info change, essential for the fix, modify main.dart to only request phone permission on Android. Okay, so let's restrict it to Android only. And then we will try to start it up on Apple to see what happens. All right, so allegedly it did it. Let's try to run it on. So I don't need this one anymore. Let me try to run it on an iOS simulator. Make sure that it can still open. All right, so now if we say here and we run it, make sure it starts up. And if it does, we're going to build it. We're going to try to upload it again to Transporter. I also have another project that we're going to be working on this channel. I'm not sure which day it's going to be, but I want to take the existing Tech Barbarians coaching portal and create a mobile app that connects to it. Like we already have it in Supabase, so now if we can just create an app that connects to it, that's going to be immensely beneficial to us. All right, so if we go here and we go here, okay. So let's say we go to focus. Let's say settings first. Auto pause interruptions, auto pause breaks. I don't know if we can simulate a phone call. Let me see. Let's say start. And then if we go to device. Can I make it call it? I don't see that ability to wait. No. Oh, I have the ability to um I don't see it here. Well, it is what it is. It is let me see. What if I click home? Okay. All right. Well, I am going to let's leave it at that. So I'm going to say, let's go over here and we're going to say, Flutter build IPA. So that should build us the Apple version of the app. Hopefully everything is okay with the building process. Looks like it. And then we will move that over to transport, Apple Transport. That's how we get our app into the App Store. The last time we had a deployment was October 7th, 2025. So it'd be nice to have this update for the new year. And we have so much more work to do on this application. Very, very useful for people to make sure what they're doing is well worth their time and they are not they're not focused on the wrong things, because time is money. Regardless of what you're doing, time is always money. All right. So you better allocate it. You better allocate it and budget it wisely. Let's see. All right. Building App Store IPA. Nice. So we have all this there. Very nice. Very nice. It's almost done, and then we can get it uploaded. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as it took last time to upload. All right, IPA built. Let's go ahead and upload that. Add package. And just now, yes, let's add that. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as it took last time, because it took quite a while last time. All right, so there we go. Let's click on deliver. Waiting to upload. I don't know why it was taking so long last time. Because it was going to be rejected if we didn't make these changes. Apple is very picky. You probably you can probably end up going live on Apple first, but they are very picky with their store. Google is a little bit more loose. However, they in order to do your first release, your initial release, they do require a lot longer waiting period and testing. So we ended up going live on Apple way before we actually went live on Google. It's just how the world works. And yeah, last time we tested it on Apple using one of the device farm emulators. So that was really cool to get to show that. Let's see. So right now we're waiting for Apple to upload, and we're waiting for Google to finish running their checks. I can show you. Google's running their check and Apple is uploading on their end. So, I mean, we might actually have a short night tonight if that's the case. Oh, wait. All right. So there goes Apple uploading. About 2 seconds remaining. Let's see if that is going to go through and if we're going to get any errors. Hopefully we don't get any errors. Completing upload. Ooh, okay, the app is processing. All right. So last time we weren't even getting that far. Like it kept on getting stuck on the upload. So that is really, really good to see that it actually, maybe they had something that was happening last time, but now we're here. They're processing the app. Let me go ahead and log into our Apple App Store development stuff. Cool. All right. So on the Google front, our app is being reviewed. So we will wait for that. What's this view change? We'll wait for that. And I'm going to go and check the developer.apple.com. Let's log into that. Okay. And we're going to go to apps. Let's see what we got. Are you at 3.1? I guess we are. Okay. So let's go over to, where's 3. If we go over here, app is processing. Do they process it on their own, or is it like, do I need to add something, or is it automatically going to show up over here? See, test flight. Okay, there it goes. There goes our 3.1. So 3.1.0 failed because of these reasons that we just fixed. And now 3.1.1, which is version 18 or build 18, is actually processing. So we have to wait for the processing to complete, and then we can start pushing it out to our testers and stuff. Let's go to here. Your changes are now in review. All right, so we have to wait for that. Let me see, test and release, testing, open testing. Cool. So once this testing, once the review, like once it gets pushed out to the next phase, I'm going to make a post for anyone who wants to give it a try. Anyone who wants to download it on Android, they can do that. Once Apple gets approved, then I will do the same thing for Apple. Let me see. What else? Do you have anything else to do with this one? Let me see. We're pretty much in a waiting game at this point. It's normally pretty quick. Google normally goes pretty quickly, but still takes maybe about a few hours to get approved. So what we can do at this point is, I think it would be this fast tonight. I did not think it would be this fast tonight. Although we ran into a little snafu at the beginning, we're actually making great progress. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to package up my codes. Let me get, so let's go over here, get branch, and we are on 001. So I'm going to do get, add, or let me do get status. Ooh, a lot of changes tonight. Or a lot of changes over the past few days. Let's do, there's no a general get add, because all that stuff is needed. Get add, get status, git commit. Changes for, or say implement feature for the focus timer. Git push. And then I'm going to do git checkout main. And we're going to say git merge. Sweet. So we have all our merging taken care of. Let's push that up. And I am going to make sure that it displays on GitHub.
Lunch break, lunch break.
Oh, sweet. Look at that. Our status is complete on Apple. Look at that. Shout out to us.
Another one.
All right, so we're good on that front. Let me see if I click over here, test details, what to test. So we'll come back and we'll add this. And we should be good to go. Let me check on this one real quick. That one's probably gonna take a little bit longer. Start full rollout. Yep, so this one is still in review. We'll come back and we will do the test details. And we might need some screenshots, which I think we took screenshots from what do you call it? The device farm from Amazon. So we can probably update those as well. All right. So let's go to break. And then we'll finalize that part for tonight. All right. So let me see if we have anything in the chat. If not, we were going to jump into the Uber topic. All right. I'm going here. So I think we are good to go. All right. So let's go and talk about our last story for tonight. All right. Safety concerns. Uber faces sexual assault trial in Arizona. Yup. So let's do this. We're going to start off this way.
Protesters greeted the arrival of Waymo to Seattle today. The company that puts self-driving vehicles on the road is looking to expand its ride-hailing services to Washington state. Campbell's John Moreno looks at what these high-tech vehicles can do and the issues they're raising.
They gathered on the street outside a private kickoff party for Waymo, the autonomous ride-hailing company that for the first time is looking to make inroads into Seattle.
When I heard they're coming, I had the feeling of these big companies and industries coming here to take food and to take income from these low-income immigrant people.
Earlier in the day, Waymo showed off its Jaguar I-Pace model vehicles. A dozen of these are now in Washington to get the latest.
I just got to say that looks fascinating. That Jaguar Waymo looks fascinating.
The land.
You'll see cameras, lidars, and radars. And inside we have our compute stack, which is kind of the brains of all this.
For now, these cars are being manually driven by trained autonomous specialists to see what will be required in the next phase.
We're really just trying to get a sense for what those challenges might be for our first few months back in the city.
The prospect of self-driving cars operating in the Emerald City evokes both excitement and concern.
I've taken a few before. I was pleasantly surprised by how safe they felt.
As per safety concerns, I won't trust it fully until I see reviews of it, if it's working properly or not.
Driving comes with a...
She wants to see if other people die from riding in the Waymo or not before she risks it all.
A lot of variables, like when motorists up ahead suddenly brake or emergency vehicles take the right of way. Even construction zones can alter roadway dynamics. Waymo's Aaron Lai says the system has undergone tens of billions of simulated miles and seen every potential circumstance. The onboard systems can adjust accordingly.
And all that information comes together to really inform how the Waymo driver should then react to all those things.
A Waymo car reportedly failed to yield to a school bus that was parked and letting off students, which led to a federal traffic safety investigation.
There was a bit of safety concern.
We did review on this channel the Waymo not stopping for the school buses when they have the school bus sign out. While they should stop for it, you guys know my feelings toward the school buses. I hate stopping for school buses, but I do it anyway. So the Waymo should as well. And the problem is, who do you give a ticket to if Waymo I think if they're going to have self-driving cars, right, the fine amount should be a lot more for the self-driving companies than it should be for humans, right? Humans can make mistakes. Robots should not. That's my thought behind it.
Personally, would not want to have a Waymo go on the freeway.
Joel Marino, Como News.
Well, right now, Waymo offers automated services in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Austin, and Atlanta. There's no timeline as to when driverless testing might begin here in Seattle.
So I started off with this because, as I mentioned, Friday's episode of The Bug Bite is going to be about Uber drivers and Lyft drivers protesting Waymo. And they're saying it's because of safety concerns. They're saying it's because, you know, they didn't stop for the school bus and stuff like that. But really, they are terrified of losing their job. So they're talking about safety concerns of Waymo. But what about the safety concerns of the riders or the drivers of Ubers and Lyfts? So this story is about Uber facing sexual assault trial in Arizona that puts its safety record under scrutiny. This article comes to us by Reuters, still don't know how to say it, by Diana Novak-Jones. And it says, so, summary, Uber faces over 3,000 similar lawsuits, but trial is first in U.S. federal court. That's crazy. Outcome could impact resolution of remaining lawsuits. Uber argues drivers are independent contractors, says it is not liable for their actions. That is a tough one. Because I don't know. Let's read it. That is a tough one. Do you think that Uber should be liable for what their drivers do? Or are they only responsible for collecting the money, but whatever the drivers do, that's on you? Do they need to vet better? I don't know. It says Uber is set to face trial this week in Phoenix, Arizona in a lawsuit brought by a woman who says she was sexually assaulted by a driver she booked through the app. So I will guarantee you that the Waymo driverless car, self-driving car will not sexually assault you. That I am pretty sure that it is not going to do that to you, right? I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. The trial will be 3,000 sexual assault lawsuits against Uber? That is crazy. The trial will be the first test of Uber's effort to shield itself from liability for alleged assaults committed by its drivers, with thousands of cases pending in U.S. Oh my! How does it even get to that number? This is sick. This is disgusting. Because Oklahoma resident Jalen Dean sued Uber in 2023, 1 month after her alleged assault in Arizona. She said Uber was aware of a wave of sexual assaults committed by its drivers, but had failed to take basic actions to improve the safety of its riders. I mean, here's a question. When Uber gets a report that one of their drivers did something inappropriate to its rider, what did they do? What is their obligation? What is their investigation? Such assertions have long dogged the company, drawing headlines and congressional scrutiny. And that is the reason that Uber and Lyft and those companies, even though their drivers are protesting, that is why they're going to go to self-driving cars and robot driving cars or whatever, because people are liabilities. That's it. People are massive liabilities. Uber is facing more than 3,000 lawsuits over similar claims that have been consolidated in federal court. The verdict in Dean's lawsuit, which is considered a bellwether or test case for the litigation, could be used to determine the value of the lawsuits for any potential settlement or resolution of the case en masse. The outcome of the litigation would weigh on Uber's balance sheet and complicate its relationships with regulators and investors who have closely tracked its safety record. I mean, I would say already Uber, start making the pivot. Maybe you. I'm even with the Uber Eats, I'm still skeptical about their drivers because having people handle other people's food, that grosses me out. Because especially people you don't know, the Uber driver doesn't necessarily have to care for your order. They're not an employee of the restaurant, and if they do a great job or not, like, see, the thing is, right, you can give ratings on a Uber car and stuff like that, but how does it work for the food people? Because if the app pops up and you say, oh, let me just go and pick up, like, you can't say who you want to bring your food or not, right? Says the company maintains that the drivers are independent contractors rather than employees, but that regardless of their classification, it cannot be responsible for actions that fall outside the scope of what could reasonably be considered their duties. I don't know about that, because if you are providing a person with a mode of transportation, you are actually placing the person inside of that car. Are you not responsible for what happens inside the car? Where does that responsibility of because they're also on Uber time. They are on Uber time. It's not like the person is picked them up on their own and then did something to the rider. No. They used the Uber app. Uber is charging them for the distance that they're going. The person is using an Uber app to, like, the driver's using an Uber app. So everything is happening on Uber's time and on Uber's dime. So how is the responsibility not Uber's? I don't know. That's a tough one. Says representatives for Dean declined to comment. In a statement before the trial, a spokesperson for Uber said it takes every report of sexual assault very seriously, and the company is continuing to invest in technology to help prevent harm. Here's what I think. I don't know if they have this in Uber or not. There should be a video camera. Maybe it's the phone that's recording or something, but there should be a video camera recording what's happening inside the car. I think it's necessary. You have to protect your company. You have to protect, the driver has to protect themselves, and you have to protect the rider. There should be a camera inside, like forward-facing camera and a back-facing camera. So that it makes sure that there is no opportunity for impropriety and like an assault. Safety is it's foundational at Uber, and our commitment to help protect people on the platform will never stop. But how are you doing that though? How are you doing? Test case on liability. Dean's lawsuit said she was intoxicated when she hired an Uber driver to take her home from her boyfriend's home to her hotel. Okay. The driver asked her harassing questions on the ride before stopping the car and doing something very, very wrong, Dean alleges in the lawsuit. That is crazy. Oh my God. Was this guy prosecuted? In addition to the case in federal court, the company is facing more than 500 additional cases in California state court. The company won the only trial to take place thus far over the claims in California state court in September after a jury found that Uber was negligent in terms of the measures it puts in place to protect the woman's safety, but that the negligence was not a substantial factor in causing her harm. So they were negligent, but it wasn't, okay, weird. Uber has faced numerous safety controversies, including allegations of lax driver vetting, and a culture critic said prioritize growth over passenger protection. I mean, that makes it. From my vantage point right now, I can't disagree. The company has made safety a central talking point in recent years, publishing U.S. safety reports that detail reported assaults, rolling out features such as in-app ride verification, video and audio recording of rides. Okay, so they do have video and audio recording. So is it required though? Because how does this happen if it's not required? Anomaly detection and partnering with survivor advocacy groups to reform driver training. I don't know. Uber's rival Lyft is facing similar lawsuits in both state and federal court, although there is no coordinated federal litigation for those claims. Uber sought to delay the trial in Dean's case after accusing her attorneys of tainting the jury pool with an ad campaign that said Uber was notified of a sexual crime almost every 8 minutes. That is kind of harsh. Uber said the campaign's claim were categorically false. U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer, who is overseeing the mass litigation, will hear Dean's case, denied the motion, allowing the trial to move forward. And all right, so let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this? What do you think about this lawsuit that Uber is facing? I want to know what happened to the driver who did what they did to, or allegedly did what they did to the person. Are they in prison right now? Are they still alive? That's another question, right? But from my vantage point right now, it is what I'm going to say. You guys do yourselves a disservice. Humans do themselves a disservice, because this is why Waymo is around. Uber is pushing for their self-driving cars, for their autonomous taxis. This is why Lyft is going in the same direction. This is why Tesla is going in that direction, because when you don't have a driver, right, then there is not the opportunity to assault a rider.
Message.
That's what it is. That is what it is.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
Uber might end up taking a major hit on this, right? But here's what's going to happen. They will get rid of their drivers. They'll probably have maybe the more premium, the black cars, the people that they get, like, they're going to have a very intensive vetting process to make sure that those that they have as drivers are very, like, they're going to have to pass a massive background check, right? Because they won't need as many drivers. We already, like, imagine when they have like the self-driving Uber Eats. They already have the robots coming out, but imagine the self-driving Uber Eats where the restaurant just comes and puts the Uber Eats into the car, and then it drives to the person and they go outside and pick it up. You do this to yourself. This is why the liability, if Uber loses this lawsuit and now they lose all the other ones that follow with it, it is, Uber's going to get the immediate brunt of it. But all of you Uber drivers, because people can't control themselves and they can't do the right thing, that is why the robots are replacing us. All right. That's the truth. All right. Let's go. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. And then if not, we're going to get to our last segment of work. Let me see. We got my guy, Chris Parks, in the building. What's up, Chris Parks? Chris says, what up, coach? Appreciate all you do. I had to dip out for a bit to build my business, but I'm grateful to you for making your content. It helped me tremendously. Oh, thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
I am glad. And shout out to your business. I hope that you run it up. I hope you continue to do amazing things. You always ask the best questions, so I appreciate your questions as well. So keep up the good work. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. We are going to get to our last, hopefully we don't even need the full 20 minutes, but we're going to get to our last 20 minutes where we are going to be pushing this Apple to our testers. Let's go over to, put up our last 20.
It's time to do.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump over to the Google screen real quick to see if it's been approved yet. If not, we're just going to keep on pushing. Okay, let me refresh again. Hold up. Testing, open testing. Oh, it's available. So that part is done. Nice. Where's my phone? Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Let me see. if we go to, before we jump into the Apple, let me go to Droid Cast. And we are going to make sure we're on the right Wi-Fi. Let me switch my Wi-Fi. Well, before I even do all of that, let me make sure that the app is available in the store right now. If it is, testers, copy link, and I'm going to take that to send it to myself on WhatsApp. And then let me see if it's available yet. It is not available yet. Darn it. All right, it's probably available in the next hour or so. All right, so we'll continue with the what to test. Let your testers know what you'd like them to test. This information will be available to the testers in all groups who have access. All right, so we are going to say add existing testers, none of those, save. Actually, do I need the group? I think I need the group. Let's do external testers next. What's the test? All right, let me go and because I don't feel like thinking about this right now. Let me go over to Kilo and say start new. I'm pushing the app to the Apple App Store, and I need to submit the what to test details. Can you give me a summary / list of the things the test flight testers should be focusing on since our last release to the App Store, which was version 3.0. Let me see what version was our last release, which was 3.0.3, which was 3.0.3. Ah, shoot. Well, it'll change the mode if necessary. That way, get a very detailed explanation on what we need to push to test. So it's gonna be looking at all the changes that we made between 3.0.3 and 3.1.1, and give us a list of all that, which is very helpful because it's hard to keep track of all those it's like when you're releasing Scrum and you're releasing like feature by feature, and it's a lot easier to say, oh, this is the release. But when you're doing app development where you might have a series of things that are being released. All right, so we're gonna copy all of this. Or can I do copy? So I'm copy that, and I'm gonna go over to here. And let's see, can I paste? All right, cool. Let's paste that. Oh, why did it paste it as it pasted it as markdown code. I don't want as markdown code, so I'm just gonna copy it over here, and I'm gonna go like that. And we're going to say add this group as well. Guess we'll put the same thing. Should they? Hold on 1 second. Let's do save. And then if I add the external testers next, all right, there we go. And we do submit for review. I guess that's good. And now if I go back to iOS bills and let's go to screenshots. No, that's not what we want. Let's go to distribution. Let's go to, what is this draft submission? Choose file. Where did I save those files? Where are they on the desktop? Let me go see if I can find those files. Let's go to desktop. Should have took some screenshots for the Android as well. Let's go to desktop. I see the, okay, I think these are it. No, it's not those. Those are the, maybe they're in down. Oh, they're probably in downloads. Let me see. Yeah, there they go. Oh, you know what happened last time as well? Last time I was unable to, so I had to remove the advertisements from the screenshots last time, but I also couldn't have the debug in there. So it was annoying. So what we can do is because I do want to update the screenshots. I can leave this one. Let me see. These have changed a bit. Let me see. So we could do, maybe leave one of these and then update the screenshots, remove the, so let's go and do this. I am going to, let me close down some applications. Let's close down. Let's go to thinking. Let me go to my image editor. Because the app is available for internal testing. But now we want to get it for, I'm gonna go to downloads. And then we're going to take these 3 screenshots. I'm going to move this to over here. All right, so let's go over to here because they're not going to want the ads in there, so we have to move the ads. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe. And then, how did I do this? Let's go to, maybe I can do a copy. Copy, paste. Nope. How would I, let me see. So I need to delete. And these are all the things that are involved with, all these things are involved with getting a mobile app running into the, running on the mobile store, right? It's not just, oh, I built an app and now it's easy to go from there, right? Let's see, nope. Let's go to and if we say, there we go. So let's go to, boom, there we go. So we got that one off. Save flattened. And oh, hold on, let me do something else. Because what if I need that screenshot? Let's go to save flattened. And then we cover that up. We say save as. And say 1 maybe, or no marketing. See if that works. And we go to move that over here. Just getting rid of the ads. Blends well. Would you like me to save flatten document? Flatten to pixels. Oh crap, that's what I was afraid of. Whatever. I can always get the screenshots over again if I need them. Save flattened. Let's go here. Oops. Let's go here. Get rid of that. Save flattened. Do the same over here. Save flattened. And let's try that one over again. Try that one again. Oh, that one's okay. Which one had the... All right, so let's do this one. Let's get... Ooh, come back. All right, there we go. Oops. Oh my God. All right, let's do this one. Oops. Getting some new updated screenshots in the app. So now we're going to go over to here and we are going to do, let me get these first. God. Screenshot dimension should be 1242. You see, and this is the pickiness that I'm referring to with Apple, right? They are very, very picky with their screenshot dimensions. So let's go over to here and we're going to go to resize document 1206 by 16. All right, so let's see 1242. And it does it by 2700. Let's say we were to do, say the width, we do the width that way. So it could be 2. So we need to be 1242 by 2688. 124. All right, so let's say we do that. Resize. And then we go to resize, and we say the 2688, and we don't link it, and we do it from the center. 2688. Resize looks good to me. Save that one. Save it flattened. Let me get the other ones in there as well. Let's go to here. So this one, we also have to resize. Let's go to resize document, and that's going to be 1242 resize, and then we're going to say resize canvas, and that's going to be 2688. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. We got to make sure I unlink it. Resize canvas, unlink 2688. And we resize, save that. Okay. Here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over to resize document 1242. Resize, and then we're going to go to resize canvas, and we're going to say unlink 2688. Save that, save. And then we're going to say for this one, same thing, resize document 1242. Resize, and then resize canvas 2688. All the little things that are involved in this. So now if we go back over to here and we choose our files and we say all of those, we say open. And there we have it. Voila, voila. Where's the rest? Where is the rest? So let's say we don't need this one anymore. Where's the rest though? What happened to the other ones? Let's say we move this to the beginning. This one to the beginning. Okay. Where are the other ones? Let's see. So we already have that one. Let's say we go with this one. Wait, keep adding the same one over. Hold on. Choose. Okay, there we go. And let's do the second one. All right, there we go. Let me see. Can I move this ahead of this one? Darn it. Why aren't you letting me choose the order? Is it worth it? Let's keep the is it worth it? Let's say total annual income. We don't need this one anymore. We can leave that one. I would like to organize the screen. I would like to organize the screenshots though. I don't know why it's not letting me. Let's say we do. Let's go back to Kilo real quick. And we're going to say, can you give me the promotional text and what's new in this version text for the Apple version release from 3.0.3 to 3.1.1. Let's get that and then we can wrap it up for tonight. Let's go with that.
Lunch break, lunch break.
And we can, there we go. Let me go and grab this track time and money in real time. New focus timer with Pomodoro and custom modes plus activity templates to streamline your work. See what your time is truly worth. I love that. Let me go ahead and put it in this promotional text box right here. And I'm going to copy the what's new in this version. I'm going to ask for a description too. Can you also give me an updated description for the description box as well. The one we have is pretty old and not very catchy. So I'm just putting that inside of the Kilo real quick. And all right, I'm gonna paste inside of what's new in this version. We're gonna paste that right there. And you see, and this is the marketing part of it that I suck at. And at least with with the help of AI, we're able to be a lot more marketing friendly. Is it the best? No, but it's way better than I am at marketing. I'll tell you that. It is way better than I am at marketing. So we have our marketing information. Let's go. I don't like when there's a space here. Let's throw in some keywords as well. Can I get some keywords as well? I should probably update the description on the Google side of it too. Where do I update that? And on Google, like, let me check the phone too. See if we are. Let me check the Google side of it. Nope, it was not ready yet. Bummer. But I wonder where I can put like the descriptions and stuff like that for the app. Cause we should use the same description, to be honest. Let me see. I'm not sure where that goes. You want play? I don't know. Regardless, let me get our keywords. Broad appeal, focus on value and finance, focus on productivity and timer. Let's go with the focus on productivity and timer. Let's go with the broad appeal. I don't know. It's a tough one. Can always change it later on, I guess. Let's go here, paste that. Must be less than 100 characters. Let's take workout. What's a Chinese comma? Anyhow, let's go and save this. Description field contains one or more invalid character. Keywords cannot be saved because another field in the localization. What are is it the, I don't know the invalid key term. Let's see. Maybe it's the emojis. Maybe it's the emojis. Let me see. I love having the emojis, but maybe it doesn't like emojis. That makes me sad that if I have to take them all out. But I'd rather get to production than have cool. Let's see, save. Yep, that's what it was. It was the emojis. What is this? What is this? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Can I move this ahead now? Let me see. Can I move this in front? Oh, nice. So let's say I'll move this. I will move this one to the end. Let's move our timer. Let's move this. There we go. And we can, I don't know if I can save that again, but that's about it. That is about it. Let me see. Let me check this dashboard one more time for the test and release. Production. I don't see where I can put in the description of the app. Let me see. Advanced. Maybe next week we'll do that part. I don't see where I can change the description of the Google app. Should be somewhere around here. Oh well, it is what it is. It is what it is. We are going to wrap it up for tonight. We did great work tonight. We got our app on both stores, going through the testing phase. Hopefully everything goes well. And if so, the Google one is not that big of a deal. I'll probably publish it. If it works, publish it tonight. We'll let the Apple one ride for a week, and then we'll publish it next week, and we'll see what we get into next. Question is, let me know what you think. Do we put the time cost calculator down for a while and work on something else, or do we continue on to our next feature? Because I have a lot of features for time cost calculator. We can continue working on that, or I can put it down, start working on something else for the time being, and we go from there. You guys let me know. I'll let you decide, all right? I will let you decide, but we're going to wrap up the show for tonight. Let me check the chat before we head out of here, see if there's anything, and then we'll get up and out of here. We got my guy, Dean Murray, in the building. Says Tech Coach Ralph, what up? Much love to you as well.
I appreciate you.
Truly appreciate you for being here, for tapping in. I'm just looking to add value into everyone's life and to help us, all of us. We are a tech family. I don't care about anything else. We are a tech family, helping us run it up, strategize, all that good stuff. That's why I'm looking forward to our Vibe Code and Chill on the 24th, our first one of 2024, or of 2026, where I'm going to show the enhancements to the coaching portal, and we're going to be working on building. Maybe we'll do that on Tuesdays. Start building the mobile app for the for the coaching portal. That way we can start getting notifications. You can get all the features, all the tools on your mobile device, see all your information. I don't know. We shall see. All right. And Dean says over here building me a computer right now to order. Appreciate the info tonight. That's awesome. That is awesome. I haven't built a computer in such a long time now that everything I use now is a laptop. I don't even remember. I mean, I have a semi desktop. I have a Mac Mini, but that's the only desktop that I have. I haven't really used a desktop, but when it comes to when you need high performing things, if I was going to be running a large language model on a computer, I'd probably get me a desktop to do that. So it just depends on what you need. Because I'd probably get me 128 gigs of RAM, and it's probably a lot cheaper than a laptop. Anyways, I'm just rambling. I am just rambling at this point. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Remember, tomorrow we have our software explorations, concept and overviews. I'm gonna put Google's anti-gravity to the test. What is it able to do for me in 20 minutes? Was it able to successfully build a application for me in 20 minutes? That is the test that I put it to, right? We're going to see how it did. Tune in tomorrow, noon Eastern time. We're going to be premiering it. Let's have some fun together. Let's have the countdown timer is going to be part of the show, right? Looking forward to seeing you there. Remember, get your resume analyzed at resumeflow.app. Join me at techcoachralph.dev. You can sign up for free. We have our Vibe Code and Chills. The first one is coming on the 24th. We do have a Scrum Night coming this Sunday. We're going to get our first sprint of 2026 done. All that good stuff. Like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Y'all thought the game was over. Y'all thought the game was over. We don't kneel the ball, man. We run the score up. Max pressure, let's go. Let's go.
They was on the sideline, chatting on the timeline. Said I never break through, said I hit my decline. Said I didn't have a heart, said I didn't have a mind. Man, I'm about to lap them, leave them all behind. I saw them laughing, I saw them pointing. Now their faces twisted, looking disappointed. I don't feel no pity, I don't feel no care. I just feel the mission, I'm a grizzly bear. I'm a different monster, I'm a new machine. Fuel all the doubt, keep the engine clean. Every time I see them, every time they look, it's an extra rep. It's another hook, it's another jab, it's another play. Till they understand, we don't come to play, we just come to win. We just come to dominate. You can see the future, we the ones that nominated for the whole thing. We want all the smoke, we want all the rings. This is not a joke, we apply the pressure till the pipes burst. We was in the back, now we coming first. We gon' run it up, we gon' make them hurt. Max pressure, run the score up, no mercy. Tear the floor up.
See a hater, we go harder. 1 second on the clock, we just started.
Max pressure, run the score up, no pity. Tear the floor up.
They don't like it, tell them so what? We applying pressure till they all fold up.
1 second on the clock and we up by 40. I'ma call the play, I'ma tell them go for it. This ain't for the sport, this ain't for the statement. Show 'em we the ones that's running the pavement. We don't want a piece, man, we want the whole pot. We want the touchdown when the game should die. We want the home run when we up by 10. We gon' swing the bat again and again. Crush the competition till there's nothing left. We don't care about who we have bereft. There's a hustle takeover, there's a full court press. Put them on the stretch and leave a bigger mess. They gon' wear the white flag, we gon' run right through it. They ask me why I do it, cause you said I couldn't do it. Now I'm on the gas and I cut the brakes. I will not be stopped, whatever it takes. We want all the wins, we want all the glory. We the only ones that's gon' write the story. We want it all, we ain't about to share. Maximum pressure, we don't fight fair. We don't fight fair, we don't fight fair, we don't fight fair, we don't fight fair. Max pressure, run the score up, no mercy. Tear the floor up.
See a hater, we go harder. 1 second on the clock, we just started.
Max pressure, run the score up, no pity. Tear the floor up.
They don't like it, tell them so what? We applying pressure till they all fold up. But I'm really the whole team. Running this track, blowing off all the steam. You're looking tired, I ain't even break a sweat. This is max pressure, is it in your head? Yeah. Ha. I don't see no competition, I just see the prey. I'ma eat them all up, call it a buffet. You can see I'm shaking, you can see I'm scared. Cause they know my drive, they know I'm prepared. This ain't for the weak, this ain't for the soft. I'm the one who's blasting off like a rocket launch. Haters on the ground, looking like ants. While I'm in the end zone doing my dance. Watch me run the score up, it's the only way to play. Put them in the dirt, get them out the way. No pity, no remorse, no second thought. This is for the win that I went and bought. With the blood, with the sweat, with the time I spent. Now you looking stupid for the day you in and land. I'm the final boss on the last touchdown. I'm the home run swing when the game's downtown. 1 second left, I'ma take the shot. Cause I'd rather die than give up what I got.
Will it up,